Welcome into Rover Sports here, and I wanted to talk about one of my favorite players in the NFL, Bryce Petty. Bryce Petty is now going to the Miami Dolphins, and I love this spot for Bryce Petty. Bryce Petty's a guy with elite arm strength. His accuracy at times is questioned. And Bryce Petty went to really a place where quarterbacks die, and that's the New York Jets. He had one of the worst coaches in the NFL in Todd Bowles, one of the worst offensive coordinators in league history in John Morton, and also one of the worst owners in the entire league, Woody Johnson. And I believe that Bryce Petty was selected by, I don't know if it was McCagnon or the other guy, but the point is he was just drafted. And then I think a new general manager came in and selected Christian Hackenberg. The point is Bryce Petty's like an adopted child, and the point that he's just been a foster care guy in the NFL, and no one's really wanted his services to start at quarterback. And when Bryce Petty's gotten put in the game, it's always been when the season is over, when there's 3 games left. I look at Nick Foles and Bryce Petty, and they're very similar. Nick Foles went out to the LA Rams, had a terrible head coach, wanted to retire from football. But then Nick Foles got in a good situation, showed off his elite arm talent, and then he was made into a very good player. I think Bryce Petty could be a great starter in this league. If I was a defensive coordinator, Bryce Petty would keep me up later at night than, say, Dak Prescott or Jared Goff, because Bryce Petty, great teammate, elite arm strength like I talked about. He can make big throws. The point about Bryce is that he has good character, and I just want to see Petty. I mean, I don't want to see him be apathetic. A lot of times guys go in the NFL and they kind of get buried, on a quarterback depth chart, and then they start to lose their confidence, but they also lose their drive to compete and to be great. And my fear about Bryce Petty is that I don't want apathy to take over his game. And that's the one thing I'd say to Bryce Petty is that he needs to be able to connect with his teammates, and he needs to go in with the expectation now at this stage in his career with a little bit of urgency. Yes?
I have a question, Spencer.
Yes.
As far as the quarterback depth chart, you alluded to that. What are his chances? Is he really going to get a shot in Miami? Please speak to that.
I think that Tannehill would have to suck for him to get a chance. And then I believe you had David Fales, who they tried last year. But Tannehill, I think Tannehill's terrible, so I think it's a great situation. The point about Tannehill, he must have pictures of the owner or something there, because he's been a wide receiver, and then the Dolphins drafted him. And the point about the Miami Dolphins, I have no problem saying this, I don't think their fans really care that much. Would Ryan Tannehill, Bruce, be a quarterback in the Northeast that would last 5 years? No. And you're just seeing it now with Joe Flacco. You're seeing it now with Flacco, that finally Baltimore is putting up a stand against Joe Flacco's apathy. And I just wonder, Ryan Tannehill, why did the Dolphins like Ryan Tannehill? That's a question I have to you. Why would anybody in their right mind feel good about having Ryan Tannehill as the face of their franchise at the quarterback position?
Well, I think he's extremely average. So in the league, obviously there's some very bad quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill is very streaky, doesn't win a big game. He's, what I would say about him? He's average at most things. He's not really slow, but he's certainly not fast. He's got average arm talent. His accuracy is average. In other words, if you look at all the boxes, he's either average or below average. And you put that all together, you get a guy who's not a winner, you get a below average guy. And like you said, the Miami Dolphins they don't have rabid fans. And if you want to see fans that are even less rabid, look at the Miami Marlins fans. They don't even show up at all. So Miami's a place. You got South Beach. There's so many things to do. Even the Miami Heat draw a crowd. But when you're Miami Dolphins, certainly, you get a pass. And you look at their, you look at the general manager. They're just not a well-run team.
They have Tannenbaum there, but
it's just not a well-run team.
If you're not a winner, what are you?
I think you're a loser.
That's all I have to say. It's time for Bryce to take over this thing. See you later. Rover Sports is out.